Oh, this football team. Hey, what's going on? Matt O'Leary back with another video talking about the New York Jets 20-17 upset win over the Buffalo Bills, the AFC East leading, the Super Bowl favorite Buffalo Bills, arguably the best team in football, Buffalo Bills. Wow, what a game. I am still riding the high. I am amped up. I'm ready. Give me a helmet. I'll strap on a helmet. I'll do kick coverage right now. And ironically, that's kind of where we start this thing off in this game. Is Braden Mann slipping on the opening kick. I thought, okay, here we go. This is just going to be a horrific open for this team, right? You have the slip on the opening kick. Sauce Gardner burned on the first play of the game after that, and I'm going, oh no. Like, this could be a really long day. And then Josh Allen, man, not his day. He would throw his first of multiple interceptions. Jordan Whitehead picks him off in the red zone, read the play beautifully on the screen pass, just absolutely phenomenal. Jets would go 3 and out on their first possession. What I did like, though, is they took a deep shot to Mims, trying to back the defense off a little bit. It wasn't connected, but I liked the aggressiveness there from LaFleur, and I thought Mike LaFleur had a pretty good day. I have one complaint about Mike LaFleur, and it was his play calling down on the goal line at the end of the game, where the Jets would settle for a field goal, going away from that. On the second down, they ran Zach Wilson. I thought they probably should have thrown the ball, but nonetheless, we'll get to that later. But next possession, Bills start marching down the field. C.J. Mosley banged up. Thankfully, he would return. There was a number of guys that got banged up in this game that thankfully would come back. DJ Reed, Zach Wilson, we'll go through all of them. The Bills start marching down the field. Josh Allen fumbles, but the Bills recover because the ball just did not want to bounce the Jets' way today on multiple fronts. But 3rd and long situation now, and Josh Allen goes on a monster run. He gets it to the 1-yard line, and then he would quarterback sneak it up to put the Bills, up 7-0 on the Jets. Next possession for the New York Jets. They're driving the field. They're moving the way down the ball. And then Zach Wilson is hit late, but there's no flag. It was very bizarre, no flag. It was a hit up high. If the hit on JFM last week is a penalty, I don't know how this one isn't, but nonetheless, Greg Zuerlein, a bounce back week from him. He hits from 53 yards to make it a 7-3 game. Next possession for Buffalo. Here's the DJ Reed injury. He's down on the field. Just an unbelievable thing, because the Jets, they forced the incompletion on the play. It was a really nice play from DJ Reed coming in and trying to force an incomplete pass, and it turns into an injury. Thankfully, he would end up coming back in the game, and he was fine. He would come up big later, but then you would get a big Michael Carter run, but not really a whole lot else going after that. The Jets would end up punting. Reed would return to the game for the New York Jets at this point, so he really didn't miss that much time. And then you would get another really long Josh Allen big run on 3rd down for a touchdown, 36 yards, pretty much untouched. Jermaine Johnson really kind of bit in on the inside, and then Jordan Whitehead just could not come up with a play in space. So this one puts up the Buffalo Bills up 14-3. But then here you go. Some positive things. Well, first, a negative. Zach Wilson misses Berrios on a wheel route. He also earlier in the game threw one a little bit high to Denzel Mims. That should have been, if it hits him in the chest, that's a first down. He had 2 throws, 3, I guess, later to Conklin, where you would have liked him to hit. But other than that, I thought Zach was pretty effective today. They didn't ask him to do a ton, but that's against arguably the best defense in football. And he looked much more comfortable in the pocket, didn't do any of that drifting stuff. He stood in there, made his throws, and more often than not was very good. We'll go over the numbers here at the end. Hit Garrett Wilson on a nice strike, an absolute ripper from Zach Wilson. And they'd go for it on 4th and 1. Love the aggressiveness. They pick it up on a little, play action. Michael Carter ends up running it in untouched. 14-10. Jets have themselves a little bit of a game. Bills miss a long field goal right as the half expires. So it's 14-10 at the half. Jets get the ball and they're moving it well. They fake a punt and pick it up around midfield. Wilson runs for a first down. Things you love to see, him using his legs. I thought he was very good with that today. And then you would get an 8-minute sky cam delay. That was just absolutely ridiculous. You can't make it up. The Jets are grooving. They're moving the ball offensively, look good. Then you have come back from that. Denzel Mims false start. Bills strip sack. Unbelievable. Just can't make this stuff up, and the Bills recover. But Sauce Gardner, Defensive Rookie of the Year, breaks it out for the New York Jets. He gets an interception and puts the Jets in great field position. One of the next plays, Garrett Wilson then fumbles. The Jets kind of run like what looks like a Philly, the Philly special. And he goes like he's pump faking it. He loses the ball, thankfully would recover. And then Zach Wilson finds James Robinson, putting the Jets up 17-14, his first passing and only passing touchdown of the day. Nice arm angle from him, too, on that one. He did that a few times where he changed his arm slot. But Jets are up 17-14. Then the Buffalo Bills begin driving a little bit. They're moving the ball, taking up some time. The Jets defense finally clamps down, though, after, Buffalo moves it, gets themselves in good field position, and they attempt a long field goal from 51 yards, and they would hit it to tie it at 17-17. Jets would go 3 and out. This was a frustrating sequence because you would have a Denzel Mims drop on a ball that he absolutely should have caught on first down, and it would have been a first down. Then on third down, you had Wilson miss Conklin, and then on the punt, Hardy comes up with a penalty. Just a completely boneheaded play in that spot. Thankfully, it wouldn't come back to bite him. You'd have Jermaine Johnson with a sack. Good to see him back in action. He's been really good. He made up for his error on that third down run from Josh Allen, or fourth down, whenever it was. And then Jordan Whitehead, man, drops a pick. What would have been his third interception of the day, or Josh Allen's third, Jordan Whitehead's second. He drops it. Oh, frustrating, deflating. But then DJ Reed breaks up a pass. They were trying to hit Stephon Diggs, and the Bills would be forced to punt. Now the Jets get the ball on the 5-yard line. They have 95 yards to go and a ton of clock. So obviously you can't go 3 and out because then you're giving the Bills great field possession. And do they go on a ground and pound style of drive? They just ran the ball right down Buffalo's throat. They had no answer for it. It was James Robinson, push after push. Michael Carter had a couple of nice runs. The blocking, whether it was Laken Tomlinson or Herbig, or even, got to give Denzel Mims credit. As a wide receiver blocking, Corey Davis is a great blocker. They're missing him right now, and he stepped in and was really, really good. They were eating a ton of time. Then on third down, the Jets finally in a position where they need Zach Wilson to throw the ball. He delivers a strike to Denzel Mims, picks up the first down. Unfortunately, though, the Jets would have to settle for 3. They weren't able to get in the end zone, and this is where a couple of things. One, I didn't love the play call on second down. Running, it was pretty much a quarterback keeper. He runs to the left. I would have tried to throw the ball. Got to get into the end zone there. But Wilson goes down to the 2 and is hit up high. No call. It was helmet to helmet, and for the second time today, that is a missed call on Zach Wilson. Extremely frustrating. So the Jets settle for the field goal. They go up 20-17. Then Buffalo gets the ball. They have no timeouts left at this point. And Bryce Huff comes up with a monster sack, a strip sack on Josh Allen. Now, the Buffalo Bills would recover, but it was a loss of 19. So this sets up a 3rd and 21 situation. Incomplete pass. Josh Allen seen shaking out his arm, obviously banged up from that last play. 4th down and long. You just got to get off the field here. Allen rolls to his left, heaves one way down the what a bomb of a throw. Incomplete. Sauce Gardner breaks it up. He's there. And the New York Football Jets are 6-3 at the bye after beating the Buffalo Bills. That is a monster statement win for not only this football team, but for this coaching staff. What a performance. They needed a bounce back performance after a really tough game against the New England Patriots last week. Zach Wilson looked terrible against New England, and he came back today and looked pretty good. Again, they didn't ask him to do a whole lot, but I thought he was extremely efficient throwing the football today. Wilson finished 18 of 25, a 72 completion percentage, by the way, 154 yards, 6.2 yards per attempt. 1 passing touchdown, no interceptions. He took 2 sacks, but had a 101.1 rating. Did they ask him to do a ton? No. But that's against a Buffalo defense that's as good as what it is. You're not going to get your quarterbacks to be throwing for tons and tons of yards on this defense. It just doesn't work like that. And when they were running the ball, they ran the ball for 174 yards. And we saw the recipe. Last week, Green Bay did it to them. They ran for over 200 yards. Michael Carter, really impressive. 12 carries, 76 yards, and a rushing touchdown, 6.3 yards per attempt. James Robinson, 13 of 48. 13 carries for 48 yards, 3.7 yards per attempt. Zach Wilson, 5 for 24. Tyler Johnson had 2 carries for 17 yards, 8.5 yards per rush. They ran the ball really good today and played a really good defense. That's their winning philosophy. They weren't able to do that last week. They really missed Breece Hall, but James Robinson and Michael Carter, that 1-2 punch, that was the offense today. And the young quarterback, they gave him a lot of easy completions, and it looked good. 2 and 3 step drops, wasn't dropping back. I thought this was a nice bounce back performance from Zach Wilson. And now you go into the bye with some momentum and a massive, massive, massive game against the New England Patriots next week, or well, after the bye. Both teams have the bye next week in week 10. The following week, in week 11, the New York Jets, could they get their revenge on the New England Patriots? It's going to be a huge, huge matchup. Oh, by the way, a couple of things, a couple of notes on the wide receiver situation, the receiving numbers. Garrett Wilson, 8 catches on 9 targets for 92 yards. Have a freaking day. Remember the storyline that Zach Wilson wasn't able to find Garrett Wilson? Well, they obviously have a connection because that's the second week in a row that he's had monster numbers with Zach Wilson in at quarterback. Nothing for Elijah Moore. Was not utilized at all. It wasn't that Zach wasn't looking his way, even though he wasn't. I don't remember a single play where it looked like Elijah Moore was the first read. So we'll see. Right now, he's just, what was he, a 35th overall pick that's being used as a decoy? He was running in the backfield to do like some of those misdirection things that Mike LaFleur drew up. But other than that, man, really, really good team effort. The Jets come away with the statement win, 2 interceptions, 20-17 win over the Buffalo Bills. I am amped up. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on this Jets win, your thoughts on this Jets team. Sound off, get after me, subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you next time.